What is going on in the Pacific Northwest? It all began in 2004 when a severed foot washed up on a beach in British Columbia, Canada. And it wasn't just any foot. This particular foot still had a shoe on it, and it was a size 12, men's size 12. To make matters even more disturbing, there were no signs of the rest of the body anywhere. For years, this remained a mystery until 2007, when another foot turned up on a different beach, again still wearing a shoe, again a size 12. At this point, authorities became concerned. They started to investigate, and they came to the conclusion that these two cases were definitely linked. But why? Why are severed feet still appearing on beaches in the Pacific Northwest? Join us as we unravel this mystery. But before we continue, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more updates. There have been a total of 9 severed feet found since 2004. 8 of them have been found in British Columbia, while the other has been found in Washington state. The first 2 feet that were found were male. The latest one that was found was a female foot. So what does this mean? Could there be a serial killer on the loose who is targeting women in the Pacific Northwest? Or could this be the work of a deranged individual who is targeting people at random? It's important to note that not all of these feet have been found intact. In some cases, only the foot and ankle have been discovered, while in others, only the foot itself has been found. However, despite their condition, all of the feet have the same distinct feature: a size 12 men's shoe. In 2009, 3 more severed feet turned up on the shores of Vancouver Island, leading many to believe that this was the work of a serial killer. The media began to speculate that the killer was targeting sex workers and that the feet were being disposed of in this particular manner to hide their identity. However, this theory was never proven, and the case went cold. But just when it seemed like the case would never be solved, a break came in 2016 when another severed foot, you guessed it, a size 12, washed up on the shore of a beach in Washington state. This led investigators to believe that the killer may have crossed the border into the United States. However, despite this new lead, the case remains unsolved. One of the most common theories is that the feet belonged to people who were murdered and then their bodies were disposed of in the water. However, there is no evidence to support this theory. In fact, all of the feet found were still attached to their respective legs, meaning that they would have had to have been cut off while the person was still alive. This is a grisly thought and certainly not something that anyone would do for fun. Another theory is that the feet were from people who died in plane crashes or other maritime disasters. However, this theory doesn't explain why the bodies were never recovered or why only the feet were cut off. It's more likely that if there was a plane crash or a maritime disaster, the bodies would have been found at the same time. So what is the truth? What really happened to all of these people? Unfortunately, we may never know the truth about what happened to the people whose feet ended up on the beaches of the Pacific Northwest. However, one thing is certain. It's not a pleasant thought to ponder while walking along the beach and looking for seashells or enjoying the view. Can you imagine the shock and horror of someone who stumbled upon a severed foot while simply taking in the scenery? It's enough to give anyone goosebumps. What do you think happened to all of these people? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more updates. Thanks for watching.